Welcome in, YouTube, to part 2 of Morrighan Initari's adventures in Post Dragonsong War. I don't know if we're going to finish up the MSQ today. There's only 9 quests left, but there's a lot of cutscenes. So we might do, like, one patch and then the next patch, because one patch is 5 quests, the next patch is 4 quests. But, yeah, let's hop on over to the screen. And I used the wrong screen. This is the one I want, because my face covers the thingamabob. Actually, can I make my webcam a smidge? I can actually go pretty small. I'm not gonna go super small. We'll go like just want it a little bit smaller. Okay. Where's this first quest at? Tidings from Europe. It's in Mordona. I know. But I want you to be able to see more of the screen. And like watching other people's streams like Ray and stuff. I'm like, you know, their webcams are pretty small. Into the Rising Stones. All right, Tataru, what do you got?
Ah, Morrighan, just the hero I wanted to see. Would you mind doing me a small favor? I need you to meet me at the Diamond Forge. This won't take long, I promise.
Oh, this is when she's gonna like start doing our we're about to get an outfit from her. I don't know why I leaned closer to the microphone to tell you all that, but I did. So enjoy the slight bit of ASMR. But now we're gonna head back from the microphone a little bit. We're gonna fly. Ow.
I'm sorry to drag you away from your duties, but as I said, this won't take long. I just need you to stand perfectly still for a few moments.
All right. I love the double take.
Right, everyone. Ready to go to work? No squirming now. Oh, and you might want to close your eyes.
And the smirk that she gives you. And the winded emote.
There! All finished! The warrior of light's every measurement from heroic head to intrepid toe.
What the fuck was that, Tataru?
Well, wouldn't you like to know? All in good time, Morrighan. All in good time. Aha! Found you! Alfino wants everyone in the Solar for a meeting. I don't know what it's about, but he seemed to think it was very important. Go on, we have everything we need. No sense in keeping everyone waiting.
Yeah, Ida, she hasn't been around in a long time. She doesn't show up again after a Realm Reborn until post Heavensward.
We're
Until
here.
like
Did we miss anything? We would not presume to begin without you, Ida.
I can't find my
Morrighan
thing.
has returned to the Waking Sands, but everyone else is now present.
Yes, but for what exactly? We all have duties to attend to, Alphino, so you may dispense with the preamble.
Thank you, Elysée. It is the very subject of those duties which compelled me to call this gathering. Though the warriors of darkness no longer pose a threat, Eorzea's many troubles demand no less of our attention. And while I stand by the decision to approach each task as we see fit, I fear our effectiveness will ultimately be diminished should we continue to act in ignorance of each other's efforts. Thus, I propose we elect a successor to Minfilia. Not to serve as a fully fledged antecedent, perhaps, but as a coordinator of operations.
Didn't they? Like, super formal.
Is that all? Oh, then the decision seems clear. No one else has shown any enthusiasm for the role, and judging by your performance at our previous meeting, you would seem the perfect candidate. You always did have a flair for politics.
She's not wrong.
I did not mean to... That was not my intention. As my tenure as commander of the Crystal Braves comprehensively demonstrated, I lack the qualities required for such an office. I would much prefer to remain as I am now, a soldier in the field, so to speak.
Should none of our number step forward, must we then constrain some unwilling candidate to take up the position?
Well, based on merit alone, a certain adventurer would be my choice. Though I concede she might struggle to balance her new responsibilities with, let me see, slaying primals, thwarting legatuses, and feeding the orphan poor.
Where's the lie, though?
Thancred makes a good point. Any who would wear such a mantle would be bound by its obligations. Have we not become sufficiently familiar with each other's methods to act without an overseer? At present, I see no cause to so willingly limit one of our number.
Oh my goodness, help! I need some help here!
This is when we meet Minago. I like how Tataru yells for help and then none of us move.
Tataru, are you all right?
Me? I'm fine. It's this poor girl who just staggered in and collapsed on the floor that I'm worried about.
Yeah, no, use some of your healing.
God, how did... Yashola! Please, you have to help her! Kral, a hand if you would. Let us see about closing these wounds.
Alphino is an actual healer. What are you all doing?
Now, we've staunched the bleeding, but it may be a while before you can move about again. Though having seen your wounds, I'm surprised you are still moving at all.
Thank you. My message. It was too important to delay. I took the shortest route I could, though I knew it was more heavily patrolled. As you can see, my efforts at evasion were not entirely successful.
Honestly, you're too brave for your own good. What was so urgent that you needed to fight half the Empire to get here? You could have been killed.
I'm sorry, Ida. I had good reason. But I imagine your friends are wondering who this bloody mess of a Mikote is. My name is Minago, and I belong to the Alamegan Resistance. I came to warn Ida and Papalimo about one of our leaders. A man who calls himself the Griffin. He's always been dangerous, but he's planning something new. Something reckless.
The Griffin, you say? I've heard the name. Rumor has it your man is eager to test his claws.
Aye, and on no easy target. He means to assault Belsar's wall from the Alamegan side.
But what does the Griffin possibly hope to gain from such an attack?
From what I understand, he wants the fires of war to spread to Eorzea. And for that, he needs to control the border with Gridania.
That's not surprising.
So, he means to spark a conflict between the Alliance and the Imperial forces stationed in Alamigo, to have Eorzea's armies aid in the liberation effort, whether they will it or no.
His plan is flawed. Even should the resistance succeed in occupying the wall, they would not be able to hold it. Imperial reinforcements would drive them out within a week.
You're not
Be
wrong.
that as it may, if there is even a chance that this scheme could bring about an escalation in hostilities between Eorzea and the Empire, the Alliance must be informed.
Right? And that's why I don't know if we're gonna do the entire rest of the campaign.
Agreed. I should depart for Limsa forthwith and seek an audience with the Admiral. Thancred, Uldar is yours. Alphino and Alize, make haste to the Twelveswood and notify the Elder Seedseer of the danger to Gridania. She will duly call a council of the Alliance leaders, whom you must be ready to receive. You will be our voice in Ishgard. Explain the situation to Sir Emmerich and encourage him to send an envoy.
I also love how, like, 3 minutes ago, we were like, Alphino should definitely be the leader. Like, I elect him because he's great with politics. And then we get to here and Y'shtola's like, nah, bitch, I got this.
To Taru, Kryl, I leave the care of our injured messenger to you. See that she remains quiescent and her wounds closed. I believe that covers everything. Let us be about our tasks.
You got it. I will go talk
I
to Sarah.
suspect the ill tidings from Girabania will be held as a turning point. The beginning to a bloody end. The business of war was ever conducted with the coin of self-sacrifice. 'Twas Master Louis Soir himself who taught us that such costs are not to be ignored or denied.
I had forgot Papalimo narrated it too.
And so, I shall embrace them. When the time comes, I will make my choice, as you will yours.
Bum, bum, bum. What could they possibly be hinting at? What is Papalimo going to do? Also, I know that you like that we're the ambassador for Ishgard because your character, Folly, and Aymeric probably have a nice little romp as she's explaining things that need to happen. Or try to have a nice little romp before something inevitably interrupts. Greetings, warrior of light. What business brings you to Ishgard? The Griffin. I see. Wait here. I will summon Ser Aymeric. It's good to see you, my friend. 'Tis but a pity it must be under such circumstances. Had Lucia not informed me of the urgency of your suit, I would certainly have sent for some wine. But to business. I thank you for bringing these developments in Alamigo to our attention. Ishgard will of course send an envoy to attend the council in Gridania. I cannot say who will represent us. However, as the choice is not mine to make, not mine alone at any rate, I don't know how to do the sexy voice. Given the imminence of the threat, we may forego the formalities of a full assembly. I will still need to consult my counterpart in the House of Commons prior to proceeding. Will you permit me some time to make the necessary arrangements? I thank you. Our representative, whomever we select, will require a suitable escort. Make your preparations and inform Sir Handalu that he is to lead in your absence. Oh, you thought this voice... Okay. Yes, Lord Commander. Morrighan, pray accompany Lucia to the gates of judgment and make ready to depart for Gridania. I will have our envoy join you as soon as I can. Fury speed you on your way. If you have no other business in the city, join me at the gates of judgment. We must be ready to depart the instant the envoy arrives. Where are the gates of judgment? I feel like that's just like... That's what I figured I could just use the ether, right? Hello, Lucia, let's wait. Who will our envoy be? I wonder. We meet again! As it happens, my counterpart in the House of Commons agreed that I should act as Ishgard's envoy. Not, I concede, that there was ever any real doubt. As Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, it is my duty to sanction any military cooperation. Be that as it may, I could not in good conscience make the decision alone, not with the links scarce dry in the Republic's Book of Statutes. With the ink scarce dry. I trust you understand, my friend. Alas, I must test your patience still further by making a brief stop at Camp Dragonhead. Given the trouble brewing in the Black Shroud, I would see that the garrison is ready to defend the border. Can't you just send a message? Send a missive? Here, hop on my bike. Let us fly. Or bro, just attune to the Aetheryte and teleport. Like, there's no reason that we have to walk all the way. We can fly, he can fly. The garrison commander awaits within. Why not accompany me? You may see a familiar face. Who? Horsefant's dead. Ah, his brother. I already knew it was his brother. I'm just being shit. Morrighan, old girl. How wonderful to see you. And Sir Aymeric, too. To what do I owe these unexpected pleasures? I will have some mulled wine brought up from the kitchens at once, if you will excuse. Nay, do not trouble yourself, Honorable. We shall soon be on our way. Lucia, a brief summary, if you will. Yes, Lord Commander. Well, you see, the Griffin is being a piece of shit, and he's trying to summon a primal. So, he's going to attack Baelsar's wall from the Alamegan side. Those villains hardly need an excuse to wage war. Bloodletting comes as naturally as breathing to a Gnarl. To a Gnarl. I mean to an Imperial. And thus we should strengthen our patrols as you suggest. We shall also be sure to communicate these developments to Lord Francel in the Observatorial. I see you have everything in hand. Carry on. Surprised to see yours truly at the helm. You and me both, old girl. I doubt I'll ever feel worthy to sit where he sat. They have his painting. Yet we can but play the hand we're dealt, and with a little help from the veterans and Honora's ceaseless chiding, I'm sure I'll muddle through. So worry not, old girl. Off to Gridania with ya. I don't know why he went from being like an Englishman to being Irish. I actually do. It's because I can't hold an accent for life. Speak with Sir Aymeric in New Gridania. Then to Gridania we shall go. Bum. Bum, bum, bum. Well, he's just like right over here. Oh. Diplomatic duties have brought me here on several occasions, but I find that I am as enraptured by the Black Shroud's beauty now as when I first laid eyes upon it. I fear that this time, however, events shall not afford us the luxury of enjoying the splendor of the forest. It seems we are to have an escort to the Lotus Stand. A pleasant place to discuss unpleasant matters, is it not? Yes, of course. 'Tis like that we are the last to arrive. Let us announce ourselves, shall we? We shall. I'm gonna go this way. I'll meet you all there. We must speak with the not-so-silent conjurer. The envoy from Ishgard has arrived? Very good. This way, if you please. Ah, and the Leminson party as well. Oh, it's Yugiri! I forgot about her! I had hoped to slip in unnoticed, but I see I was not the only one delayed in my arrival. Greetings, Sir Aymeric. Admiral, always a pleasure. And Morrighan, I trust you are well. 'Tis a day for reunions, it seems. I believe you are well acquainted with my escort. Lady Morrighan, I was glad to hear from Ryle that the missing scions have now been found. There is much and more I would discuss with you, but let us first attend to the issue at hand, shall we? We shall, indeed. Ba-ba-ba-do. I think this one's good.
I bid you welcome, my friends. As you will by now be aware, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have come into possession of certain intelligence concerning recent developments in the region of Gyr Abania. It springs, I am assured, from an unimpeachable source. Is that not so, Master Alphino?
Indeed, Elder Seedseer. Our information comes directly from a member of the Resistance's inner circle, and we have no cause to doubt its veracity.
This griffin of theirs is a fool if he thinks he can hold Belsar's wall against the Empire. When the Imperials move to take it back, they will come in force. And the resulting fighting is all but certain to spill over into the Black Shroud.
At the Battle of Cartano, the combined might of 3 grand companies labored to contend with the remnants of but a single Imperial legion. Alone, Gridania would be hard-pressed indeed to hold back the tide, should the Garleans turn their minds from reclamation to invasion.
May I once more convey my nation's deepest regrets for our inaction in the days prior to the calamity. Elder Seedseer, I do hereby request leave to deploy a defensive force within the borders of Gridania. Ishgard's return to the Alliance shall be honored by more than mere ink upon parchment.
The Doman people, too, would join any effort that weakens our common foe. We are few, but our most seasoned shinobi are at your disposal.
On behalf of my people, I offer you my humble thanks. Gridania welcomes your assistance.
It is time we set our contingency plans in motion. Is the Alliance agreed? Then let us make ready for war. Victory favors the swift, and there is much to be done.
The Council knows that Alamigo will not soon be wrested from the Empire, and its decision to bolster the border's defences seems eminently practical. Why then, brother, do you scowl so?
I agree that they have chosen the wisest course available. Indeed, the only reasonable one. Yet something feels awry. In making ready for war, is the Alliance not granting the Griffin the very thing he desired? Any attempt to hold the wall is doomed to failure, aye. But I wonder if we have misjudged the prize for which he plays.
You have indeed. That the Council was able to reach an accord so swiftly is a heartening development itself. I only hope my misgivings prove unfounded. All good, you have yet to depart. I feared I had missed you. Sir Aymeric. Master Alpha, pleasure as always. And Mistress Alize, how wonderful to see you thus recovered. Pardon the interruption. I had hoped to thank Morrighan for serving as our escort before other duties called her away. I also wish to thank our Dolmen. Oh, I didn't even see her back there! Forgive me, my lord. I was but awaiting an opportune moment to join the conversation, and force of habit made me keep to the shadows. No apologies are necessary, Mistress Unique. I am most grateful for your introduction when I offered Ishgard's support. My nation's historic failure to heed the Alliance's plea for aid is a matter of record. Even so, the Alliance leaders were plainly unprepared for my impromptu apology. She does hide it. The resulting air of awkwardness might have lingered longer were it not for your timely offer of cooperation, which allowed the Elder Seedseer to accept us both. I very much appreciated your gesture. I only did my duty, Sir. The Empire is an enemy to us all, and we are grateful for the opportunity to fight at your side. And full glad are we to have you. Pray convey my regards to the Scions. My friends, we must return to Ishgard. Whatever is wrong with a simple sorry or thank you? Must these politicians always make a speech out of everything? That is how we adults speak, dear sister. Mayhap the ones who like the sound of their own voice. In any case, our business here is concluded. We should be on our way as well. Will you accompany us to Revenant's Toll you give? Actually, I think I shall first pay a brief visit to the East Shroud. I am curious to know how Papalimo and Ida fared in their talks with the Sylphs, not to mention what has been going on at Baelsar's Wall. I will join you at the Rising Stones anon. Look, it's Yugiraze! Welcome back, Morrighan. I don't know about you, but I am heartily glad that all of the talking is over. I understand that these council meetings are important. Do you not find it tiresome to have to weigh every word before you speak it? I doubt I will ever feel at home in the realm of politics. That said, people have been known to change, and if my brother is willing to run his own errands, anything is possible. Griffin on the wall. Well, as much as I enjoy the bustle of the toll, I think it's time we headed inside. My brother and the others will not be long.
Ah, you are returned from the council. But what of Alfino? Did some other matter require his attention? Mine apologies, friends. I trust we have not kept you waiting over long. Greetings, everyone. Oh, Kryl, how's Nago doing? She will be alright, won't she? I don't see why not. She's sleeping at the moment. Tatari was keeping an eye on her, so we'll know soon enough if there's any change in her condition. Her wounds are healing well. With sufficient rest, I am sure she will make a full recovery. Thank goodness for that. Now, mayhap you would share with us the Council's decision. Each of the nations, Ishgard included, has committed to providing military support to Gridania. The Eozian Alliance will soon have a significant force in the Black Shroud, ready to respond to any Imperial act of aggression. Good lord. You know, I almost wish the Council would stop messing around and give the Griffin what he wants. I wouldn't like to be the Imperial cop between the Resistance and the Alliance. Ida, you cannot seriously. One does not lightly go to war with the Garlean Empire. Quite. To open hostilities without due consideration would be to invite disaster. Oh, if only there was some way to reach the Griffin, some means to convince him to abandon this reckless course. It may not be entirely unfeasible. Oh shit, no, don't skip the cutscene. There is a network of tunnels beneath Baelsar's wall. Secret passages dug by the Resistance to provide a way out of Alamigo, which may equally serve as a way in. Precisely. If all are in agreement, I would be the one to undertake the necessary negotiations. I am familiar with the route, and the Resistance is familiar with me. About as familiar as they are with me, you mean? Say what you want, I'm coming too. I have some experience in the practice of infiltration. If you would have me, my services are at your disposal. As are mine. It has been far too long since I shared a shadow with a shinobi, and I do not intend to waste the opportunity. Alright, Bridget, have a good rest of the day. I'll see you when you get home. 4 is quite sufficient for an infiltration mission. Greater numbers will only serve to increase the risk of detection. Kryl and I will direct our energies elsewhere. What of you, Leviers? I will return to the East Shroud and stand watch over the border. Should matters take a turn for the worst, 'twould seem wise to be on hand. Might I prevail upon you to accompany me, Morrighan? Gridania will be safer for your presence, and while it may not seem the most thrilling duty, dear sister, might I ask that you remain at the Rising Stones to pass on messages and so on? To hold the fort, you mean? Very well. I suppose the task must fall to someone. Safe travels, all of you. If you have any unfinished business in the toll, pray attend to it now. I would depart for the Hawthorne Hut without delay. The nearby watchtower offers an unobstructed view of Baelsar's wall, and I should be interested to speak to the Alliance commanders who have installed themselves at its top. What do you have to say? I suspect Taru would have little trouble facilitating communication between our forces under normal circumstances, but I concede she has her hands full nursing that Resistance fighter back to health. No matter. My turn in the field will come. Alright, to Hawthorne Hut. Ah, Morrighan, there you are. Come, Amarise's spire awaits. The Alliance officers on the platform should be able to apprise us of any developments of the wall. Fancy meeting the two of you here. We were about to set forth. Indeed, I was about to say 12 watch over you, but I doubt you have need of divine protection, even if you are venturing into enemy territory. Don't worry, Alfino. We'll have the Griffin by the scruff of the neck before you know it. Do make up your mind, Ida. Nary a moment ago, you seemed ready to shake the Griffin by the hand rather than the neck. So which is it to be? 'Twould be best to decide before we enter into negotiations. Trust me, Papalina. I'll shake whatever needs shaking. The talking part I leave to you. Oh, I think I feel a headache coming on. Let's be on our way, shall we? Ah, some things never change. Well then, shall we make for the spire? Our alliance friends will doubtless have news for us. Yes, let us make for the spire. That person's name was Moist Ducks. Normally I wouldn't, like, have noticed or cared. But there's now a Duckaroni in the Discord, and I don't know where I'm going with that. We're just gonna leave that alone. Welcome, Warrior of Light. I assume you are here to speak with our commanding officers. You will find them on the observation platform. Pray proceed. Greetings, my friends. 'Tis good to see you both well. I was hoping you might turn up. I've dragged half the watch here, see, and the sight of you might help remind them why we bothered. If memory serves, I have not seen many of you since the day of the Grand Melee. Having borne the brunt of your blows, may I say what an honor it is to stand by your side. 'Tis heartening indeed to see the realm's most stalwart defenders thus gathered in common cause. Speaking of which, what news from the wall? All has been quiet. Until now. Report! What? 7 hells! Fighting has broken out on the top of the wall! A full-scale assault! So the Griffin has made his move. Someone has. And what's that supposed to mean? The attackers, they're wearing Grand Company colors. Impossible. We gave no such order. Of course. The wall was never the Griffin's target, it was bait. We have been goaded into deploying our armies nearby, thus lending weight to his deception. If those uniforms were convincing enough to deceive my scouts, the Empire will surely think we've launched an offensive. This could mean war. Even so, this may yet be no more than a diversion. With the armies of the Alliance occupying the Empire's attention, it would be comparatively easy for the Griffin's supporters to slip into Alamigo. He could then incite a rebellion amongst the populace, which the Imperial reserves would be hard-pressed to contain. Eorzea, meanwhile, would be plunged into chaos. Morrighan, we must make for the wall at once. Wait, just the two of you? Our companions embarked on a mission to sway the Griffin from his course, and are likely halfway to his command post by now. They will emerge in the midst of a raging battle, and I do not mean to abandon them to their fate. It will be dangerous, aye, but the confusion may work to our advantage. If we are careful to avoid the skirmishing, it may yet be possible to reach the Griffin, and if we can do that... Lady Hilda, might I ask that you have an airship ready to bear the Scions to safety? Ha! I don't know who this Lady Hilda is, Marshal, but you can count on me. We must prepare for Imperial reprisals. May the Navigator guide us through the storm. Oh. Look, it's the Griffin. To get into his character's voice, all we have to do is go sloppy. Forward, comrades! The time has come to drive the Empire from Alamigo and force action upon those who have turned their backs to our suffering for so long. Let this victory be the first step in the liberation of our homeland. Alamigo will be free, no matter the cost. Alright, let's fly over to unlock the Baelsar's Wall, where we will then take a short break, because I have no potty. From what Papalimo told me, the trail ahead should lead us onto the shadow of the wall. As we have two objectives, I suggest we divide our forces. I shall make straightways for the tunnels and attempt to intercept our comrades ere they stumble into a bloodbath. While I do so, I must ask that you scale the wall. Know that I would not propose such a course if there were any other way, but the time for subtlety is past. Take a band of your most trusted companions and cut a path through to the Griffin. Make him see reason, by any means necessary. Once we're free of the tunnels, we will make for your position with all due haste, and if everything proceeds according to plan, Hilda will then swoop in and spirit us all away to safety. I only pray that we have enough time. Pew! Baelsar's Wall now accessible. Alright. We will be right. With a party of other players. Instapop? Okay. It's an Uggo Puggo. Alright, let's kill this one. Now we can work on that one. We probably could have pulled this group too. But, oh well. Oh hey, I also have Cardia now.
Oh shit. There's still another ad. My bad. I'm so used to level 90 Gunbreaker. That it throws me off not having all of my abilities. You would think the rotation would be easier because I don't have as many buttons to press, but it does genuinely throw me off. Wait for names to show up. They show any of them, they're kind of adorable. Why are they not dying? Oh wait, no, there's in the middle. Now it's we go. Oh, I was stunned. I was like, what is going on? Why am I not attacking? Being stunned will do that. Alright, boss number 2, which has some fun mechanics, like a don't move when this attack is going off mechanic. Me and Mia are inside each other. We did okay on that one. Distress beacon, don't you dare. Damn right. We're not dealing with ads. Is everybody here? Waiting on YY. There we go. Who's he on? Read it. Let's go. Is this the last pull before the war? I genuinely. Come on. I believe in you, healer. And I believe in our DPS. That actually wasn't even that spicy of a pool. I thought it was going to be because it was 3 groups, but no, it was nothing. Schwappe. Reveal to us who you are. We already know who you are, Hilbert. Rah! Beak of the Griffin.
How'd you like these?
Sloppy.
That wasn't sloppy.
I'll tear you limb from limb.
Sloppy.
It wasn't though. You can say that all you want, buddy, but nice try.
For Alamigo! I have you now. Yeah. How'd you like these? Yeah!
Sloppy.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
He tried to juke me, and it kinda worked. He broke my ankles.
Yeah. I'll
Why
tear you limb
why
from
don't we
limb.
use our limit break, guys?
Yeah.
Sloppy.
For Alamigo!
GG all. Oh, we don't do our happy face because we're so focused. Hey, we're leaving a good impression. I think this cutscene has voice acting though, so
You've beaten me, aye. But you cannot stop what I've begun. Behold, a glimpse of things to come.
We did it! We showed the bastards! Aye! Victory is ours!
And who knows, lads? Mayhap the Eorzeans will finally see sense when the enemy turns up on their bloody doorstep.
This is for Alamigo, for Eorzea. They die that others may live.
Vanguards! Attack!
The Crystal Brave leftovers. Cool. They make me so angry.
7 hells. Do you hear that?
War machines. How did they get here so quickly?
Always here.
Stand your ground! For the resistance!
Even as robots, the spider creatures still freak me out.
There's nowhere to run. We're cut off.
Gods help us. Mighty Ralker, grant us the strength to crush our...
There you are.
As you can see, our infiltrators did not elude me for long. Lady Ugiri is sending for an airship even as we speak.
What do we do? This is a massacre!
How wonderful to see you, Commander.
Illbird. I should have known. This has to end. It has to end now. Do you not see your countrymen dying? Have your ideals rendered you blind even to that? Order the retreat, and we will help your soldiers to safety.
Retreat? With the moment of my triumph so close at hand? You truly are a sheltered child, Leveilleur.
Nidhogg's eyes. No abyss is too deep for you, I see. But trust me when I say that such power was not meant for mortal hands.
How long have I struggled to reach this point? My countrymen, so inured to the taste of defeat, they no longer balk at its bitterness, shouting my throat raw with rallying cries, only to be greeted with dull eyes and blank faces. My brothers and sisters in Ulda have surrendered to their apathy and their appetites. Were it not for the glint of Lodorito's coin, I doubt even those here now would have answered my call. Take back our homeland! Free Alamigo! Ha! They'll happily mouth the words, but they won't spill the blood. You say no mortal should wield these eyes? Then I shall gladly become a demon. I will suckle on the souls of the hopeless and liberate the homeland they no longer deserve.
What exactly do you mean to do?
Oh, can't you figure it out?
Did you hear their cries as victory was snatched away from them? Even with their dying breaths, they cursed the Empire. Never has their desire for vengeance been so raw, so true. A god has no need of faith when summoned by so pure a purpose.
Summoned?
You cannot mean to fight the Empire with a primal! You know full well the danger, the futility of relying on such power!
Oh yes, I know their limitations. Which is why I will call upon a deity more terrible than the very black worm of the calamity itself.
What? Here? Now?
Like hells you will!
Get him, Ida!
An ending to mark a new beginning. My pain, my longing, you shall have it all! Ah!
Ouch. That would hurt. A lot. They think they're summoning wrong. Little do they know.
This light, is it...
His death completed the ritual. The primal is taking shape.
Well, can't we stop it? There must be something we can do!
There is one thing.
What? Hey! Where do you think you're going?
Master Louisoix briefly contained Bahamut by means of a potent spell of sealing. I will now attempt to do the same.
But that's impossible! We would need hours to collect the necessary ether, if not days!
This part hurt.
Alphino,
My first
though I
playthrough.
concede it may not always be apparent, I was ever your grandsire's finest pupil.
Tamati, of course! The staff still holds enormous power, broken or not.
Don't you dare, Papalymo! I know how that spell works. It is time to leave!
Quite right. Quickly now, off you go! The further away, the better!
No! If you're staying, then so am I!
No, Ida! There is a path only you can walk, and it must not end here, not like this! Take her! Please, you have to take her!
I actually think this hurts worse the second time.
Oh. What? No! Damn it, Thancred! Put me down! Thancred!
This is one battle you cannot fight. Away with you! Go!
Alright, buddy. If you say so.
Hilda! I think he means now!
I bid thee farewell again, my dear Ida. Now, let us see how good a student I truly was.
I don't know if this next one's voice acted, so I'm gonna hold. Why? Why didn't they let me stay? Papalimo is my friend! I should have been there with him! You could see it in his eyes, Ida. He knew what he was doing, what had to be done. Master Louis Soir wore that same look right before the inn. Do you think I don't know that? I know, all right. I know. There was nothing more you could have done. Ilberd caught us all off guard. Even Morrighan was powerless to stop him. You must blame someone, then blame me. Just promise that you will never forget what Papalimo strove to protect, or the lessons he tried to teach you. Don't speak to me. Leave Ida with me. Go on. Go back to the Rising Stones. The others need to know what happened here. Ba-bum-bum. It is plain that recent events have shaken Alphino to the core. Once again, I find myself at a loss for words. But Thancred is right. We must return to the Rising Stones and our prize of companions of all of this. Pray make your way there at once. I will send word to Ishtola and the others of our imminent return. You got it. Let me use this though, and let me use that. When did I get the wind-up move breather? I don't think we can use it as that class. Nope. Okay. Do-do-do-do-do. Back to Revenant's Toll. It's this way. What am I doing? Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Would seem you bring ill tidings, brother. Aye. Behind the griffin's mask, we found the grinning face of an old adversary. Ilberd. I know not how, but he had in his possession the eyes of Nidhogg, whose dread power he used to initiate a summoning ritual, even as we looked on. By the 12. I don't understand. To attempt such a magic requires every ounce of one's ether. No one, not even grandfather, could cast it and hope to survive. Indeed, it was ever a last resort, as I am certain Papalima was aware. Thus did the pupil follow in the footsteps of his master, even unto the grave. I have as yet been unable to explain how Ilberd came to possess Nidhogg's eyes. In the depths of the sea of clouds, a perpetual storm of water and wind aspected ether rages. No mortal could endure such conditions. And mayhap it was the work of an Ascian. But now is not the time for idle speculation. Prial, I have need of your assistance. Yes, of course. We must inspect the cocoon of light and ascertain the state of the primal trapped within. Between our respective talents, I dare say we shall glean some measure of insight. I'm trying to adjust the back of my seat. Understood. I can't promise I'll be able to make much sense, or I can't promise I'll be able to cinch much through the barrier, but I shall certainly do my best. As shall I. Let us be about it. What, without so much as a by your leave? Pray forgive Arcana Stola her brevity. She seeketh employment, lest her grief deprive her of all the will to act. A desire to comfort Ida doubtless compoundeth her unseemly haste. I too must contend with this grievous loss in my own way. By thy leave, Lady Alice, I shall honor our fallen colleague through gainful study. There exist writings which may yet further our understanding of this cocoon of light. Mayhap I was too quick to judge. Surrendering to sadness and regret would be a poor tribute to Papalima's sacrifice. Quite. We must begin preparations to face Ilberd's accursed creation without delay. The time we have was purchased at too dear a price for us to squander it. Ah, Morrighan. I wish I had more to tell you, but the situation in the east should remain largely unchanged. Meaning we still have no idea how long it will be before... Communication with the Alliance. One moment. Yes, of course. Our representatives will be present. My thanks. Word from Gridania. The council will shortly be reconvened. The Alliance leaders have already begun to assemble. They wish to discuss the primal, of course. As of Istrola's last report, the cocoon yet hung above the wall, unchanged. Yes, but the other Seedseer doubtless shares our concerns about how long it will remain so. I am told that Sid Garland has been called in to add his expertise to the proceedings. A wise decision. The more minds we have working on this, the better. Well then, I suggest we leave the Rising Stones into Taru's capable hands and make haste for the Lotus Step. We're gonna try and finish it so that we can start Stormblood soon. Ah, Kosetsu.
A word, if you would, good sir. This place, it is within the realm of Eorzea.
You're an odd-looking fellow, aren't you? Still, takes all sorts, I suppose. This here's Vesper Bay. Thanalan's door to the ocean, as some folk like to call it.
Am I to understand from your answer that I have indeed arrived in Eorzea?
Eh? Yes, you're in Eorzea.
Ah! A plain response at last, and the one I wanted at that. My journey was not without its hardships, and I would sooner travel by land than put to sea again. You do not believe that so small a bark could bear me across the ocean? Such timid little sailors. I had but to set my course and set my jaw till I made port. Though, 'twould perhaps have been wise to lay down my oars a moment to sup on more than the spray of brine water. By the trembling of my limbs, I sense a brief repast may be in order. Nay, I will not hearken to the feeble grumblings of an empty belly. Do you...
Whoops. I accidentally bumped that.
Good God, man. Are you all right? Thou art far indeed from home, friend.
I am disappointed in myself and how long it took me to realize that Gosetsu was a Rogaden. I thought he was just a big man. Alright. To New Gridania. I feel like this one's gonna have voice acting too.
Dear friends, pray accept my heartfelt thanks for your efforts in defense of Gridania's borders. I would fain dwell longer on my gratitude for the support of the Alliance, but the situation at Belsar's Wall demands that we forego such pleasantries.
According to our most recent intelligence, the cocoon of light that formed in the air above the wall remains undimmed and unbroken. After measuring the cocoon's etheric concentrations, Archon Y'shtola has confirmed the presence of a primal entity.
So we must assume that Ilbert's thrice damned god is indeed trapped within. And what...
Damn it.
Sir,
accidentally
a Garlean
bumping the
airship
button.
was observed making an approach, but the vessel was destroyed when it drew near. The Empire appears to have made no subsequent attempts to reach the object.
The soldiers who witnessed the incident spoke of a lance of light issuing from within the cocoon, of an entire warship being reduced to smoking ruin in the space of a moment. Veterans of Cartano, meanwhile, likened the destruction to that wrought by the fiery wrath of Bahamut.
We could face another calamity.
So the Primal is awake then? Contained, yes, but for how long? We must destroy it now, lest it break free.
Agreed. There is, however, the small matter of how to get close enough to a being that swats warships from the sky as you would a bothersome gnat.
Is this truly so complex a puzzle? Or have you no stomach for the obvious solution?
What in the hells are you doing here?
A pleasure to see you too, Garland. Now, if you'd be so kind as to explain to these good people why you should be begging me for my assistance, that would be most appreciated.
Do tell us, Nero, why?
Who is this man?
Oh, how terrifically rude of me. Nero Tolskeva, former tribunus of the 14th Legion of the Garlean Empire. These days, however, one might say that I'm something of a free agent.
Word.
What do you want, Nero?
I was getting to that. Although you already know what I'm about to propose, old friend. As you have rather belatedly realized, within that frail binding lurks an entity alike in strength to the great Bahamut, and the only force in existence which might conceivably contend with such a foe is the very creation which captured the Elder Primal in the first place. I speak, of course, of Omega.
Omega? That hulk has been gathering dust beneath the plains of Cartano since the Allagans breathed their last. And none alive knows how to wake it.
Until now.
I'm sorry? Do you understand who it is with whom you have the privilege of speaking? I'm Nero Tolskeva, Master Engineer, the mechanical genius who restored the Ultima weapon to full operational capacity. And as luck would have it, I'm graciously offering you the use of my considerable expertise.
And what, you just expect us to accept? You're a fool if you think your deeds at the Crystal Tower are enough to win my trust, Nero.
Trust? You wound me, Garland. All those years, studying side by side at the Academy, sharing both trial and triumph, we were countrymen once, you and I. But sentiment aside, have you a better solution? Or do you mean to send in your vaunted hero there, as you always do, and pray the world is not engulfed in flame? Let us approach the problem in a rational manner. Does not the fact that Omega slumbers in stasis point to the existence of some overriding technology? A means of control?
I would ask a question, if I may. Nero, was it not? In the event that we succeeded in using Omega to shackle the Primal in the manner you propose, what then would become of it? Do we not risk repeating the mistakes of the Allagans?
Omega is but a tool. How we choose to employ that tool is entirely up to us. Of course, if you would rather leave it buried beneath Cartano while you continue your petty squabbles above, then I suppose that is also your choice.
Spare us, Nero. The Seedseer's concern is a valid one. He who controls Omega wields the power of the gods, the very power which led the Allagans to destroy themselves.
And does it not fall to we engineers to prevent such misuse? What was your company's proud slogan? Freedom through technology?
A creed you follow, is it? What say you? Do we take this villain at his word?
No. But I love seeing you two fight, so please, let him work with us. No, but I'll keep an eye on him.
As will I. I don't like it, but then it doesn't look like we have much choice.
That and Sid, you know you want him around. You two love each other. You will just never admit it.
Would the Council be willing to entrust this matter to a pair of former Imperials?
Yes. The task of restoring the Allagan relic will be yours. But the responsibility for its reawakening must remain with the Council. Do we condone this course of action?
Aye. 'Twould seem we do. Let the record show that we invest this contingent with the authority to enter Cartano and take command of Omega. Sid,
Oh my God.
I appoint you leader of the expedition. Scions, I would ask that you assign some few of your number to escort Master Garland and supervise the other one.
Then we're in agreement.
We should be happy to oblige. The politics of Cartano being what they are, I dare say our neutrality will prove useful in avoiding any unnecessary entanglements.
If I am not mistaken, Doma occupies a similarly neutral position. Might we not persuade you to join the expedition, Lady Yugiri? If you suspected any foul play from Nero, you would be welcome to kill him.
My blade is yours.
Not a moment's hesitation, eh? You'll forgive me if I do not shake your hand.
That just seems rude. Should have shooken hands. Shaken hands. Shooken. Good Lord. I know good English. Well, that was a rather unexpected development, and one which raises a number of questions. not least among them how near a chance to learn of the council meeting in the first place. Sid and the others are assembling at the airship landing. Alize is already on her way, and it would not do to lag far behind. Let us be off. You got it, buddy. I'm gonna really quickly. Use this. And then go back to go. Hey, it was Kryl! She just went running by! Morrighan, Alfino, ready to go. The others have stepped out into the landing for a moment. Lest you wonder, Nero insisted that he be allowed to inspect the Excelsior before boarding. And you let him? Despite his very timely offer of assistance, the thought of that man poking about in the workings of the ship without proper supervision does not fill me with confidence. Calm yourself, Alfino. Your sister was adamant that he would never leave her sight. She and Yugiri are... Ah, well here they are now. Right. I think that's everyone. Shall I set course for Cartino? Ah, might I ask that we delay our departure slightly? I require no more than a few hours at most. Our colleagues are studying the cocoon even as we speak, and I would hear their latest observation ere we proceed. It would seem wise to gain as clear an understanding of the situation as possible before formulating our plan. Oh? I thought time was against us. How foolish of me. Hold your tongue. When we want your opinion, we'll ask for it. Forgive me, my lady. I shall keep my counsel until such time as you have finished procrastinating. All right. While Alfino speaks with his colleagues, I shall fly the Excelsior over to Mordona, and we can reconvene at the Rising Stones. Mine apologies for the trouble. I shall visit Y'shtola and the others forthwith, and join you as soon as I am able. Morrighan, pray accompany Alize back to the Rising Stones. I should feel safer knowing you are present to entertain our guest. Right. Everyone heading to Mordona is welcome to travel aboard the Excelsior. I'll clear things with the girl at the counter here. Let her know when you're ready to leave. Do I have to, or can I just teleport? You are traveling with Master Garland, miss. The Enterprise Excelsior is right this way. Yes, let's go to Mordona. Not quite a door-to-door service, but I couldn't exactly land her in the toll's main square. Shall we adjourn to the Rising Stones, then? Alright. That's 2 of 4 quests down. But I know one of these quests has a duty. Not a duty. Go into the Rising Stones. Come on now. I like how everybody's standing far away. You must be careful, old friend. The walking weapons of Alag were expressly designed to subdue primals, but men like Gaius will always seek to use them against mankind. It falls to us to ensure that Omega is never employed as a weapon of war. In the wrong hands, it would be bad. One was created to capture Bahamut and the other to surpass him. Which will prove the stronger, I wonder? Fear not, I shall keep a close eye on our new ally. I know Nero's a guest here, but we don't exactly have the happiest history with the Empire, do we? So my question to you is, do I offer him tea? What does Flamine have to say? Okay. What do you got for me, Nero?
So these are the fabled headquarters of the Scions. I confess I would have expected an order of self-proclaimed warrior scholars to surround themselves with the fruits of man's enlightenment. And yet there's not so much as a single piece of magitech in sight. It never ceases to amaze me how primitive you Eorzeans truly are.
Oh, I'll have you know that the Rising Stones is home to the very latest in magitech innovation. Wedge calls it the Mark 14 Thermocoil Boil Master, and it's the finest kettle I've ever had the pleasure to own.
Heh. Fuck you, Nero.
We are returned. Well, Ida and I, at least. Ishtola and the others remain behind to continue their assessment of the binding magic.
There didn't seem much point staying just for that, so I decided to come back with Alphino. Papalimo bought us this time. We shouldn't waste it.
By your leave!
Good gods, that voice could fell a gigas.
This is the Rising Stones, domicile of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I enter at the invitation of one Lord Urianger. I spy you there, Shadow Walker. You always were a hard one to find.
Yugiri, do you know this man?
Gosetsu, why are you come to Eorzea?
In search of you, Yugiri. For days and nights did I row across the angry sea. I made port in good spirits, only for my own flesh to betray me over the trifling matter of an empty belly. Collapsed in the street like an unfed stray I was, until Lord Urianger came to my aid. Over a most welcome meal, we spoke of the plight of Doma, and I learned of our displaced countrymen's work to resettle this blighted land. 'Twas blind fortune that I was able to locate you so swiftly. But now we must make ready to depart. Our master languishes in dire peril, and Doma calls her daughter home.
It is not so simple, Gosetsu. There are obligations which bind me here.
You refuse? Did you mislay your oath during your flight from our homeland? The laws of hospitality must be honored, but surely the vow to defend your master demands the greater obeisance.
Well,
it was our master who bid me guide our people to safe haven by any means necessary. And it was the Scions you see before you who provided us succor and sanctuary when all others refused. Dire peril or no, were I to return without first repaying such hospitality, our master would cut me down at the threshold.
Mayhap that is so.
There is more. A crisis threatens all within this realm, Eorzean and Doman alike, and I go to play my part in its resolution. I will not bring shame upon our liege by abandoning my people or my duty.
How very noble of you. Now, in the name of honor, kinship, and, yes, practicality, might I suggest we get this expedition underway? Or would you rather debate the finer points of duty and leave Omega to the Empire?
The Empire? Yugiri? You draw steel against the curse of Garlemald?
Hell. Hell yeah, we do.
Then why did you not say so? My blade is oathbound to fall upon the ranks of the Imperials wheresoever they march. Lead on, Shadow Walker, and may the enemy tremble at our coming.
Morrighan, wait! Could I speak to you for a moment? Do you remember when I had you meet me at the Diamond Forge and we, ambushed you? Well, once we had your measurements, I set to work making you a traveling outfit in my spare time. I've only just this moment finished the stitching, but I wanted you to have it before you left. Here! You can try it on right now if you like. She's so happy, look at her. Assuming we measured correctly, the fit should be just right. Snug, but not too snug, if you know what I mean. So, how does it feel? You're not just saying that, are you? Oh, I can't tell you how much this means to me. To have crafted something worthy of the Warrior of Light well, let's just say it makes all the practice worthwhile. I also sewed in a blood pearl charm to, bring you home. May it always protect you. Hell yeah. So we have to wake Omega up, right? When do we start? Ida, are you sure that's... I'm sure, yes. I won't lie and say I'm completely fine, but I'll feel a lot better if I'm doing something useful. Very well. I will remain here and continue coordinating our efforts with the Alliance. Alphino, mayhap you could return to Gridania and assist Y'shtola and Kryl? A fine suggestion. The rest of us will form the Cartano Expedition Party. Nero and I will focus on rousing Omega while Morrighan, Ida, and our Dolmen friends take care of security. I should have known right there that he was a Rogadin. That's the Rogadin, cheer. The Excelsior is by the lake just outside town. We'll leave as soon as everyone is ready. Then let us be on our way. Bom, 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 bom. Bom, dun, 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 dun. All right. We haven't far to go. With any luck, we'll be in Cartano before Gosetsu graces the deck with his dinner. Once there, however, we had best be on our guard. Given that Align Wayu was still active when Omega was discovered, we can be sure that the Empire has long been aware of its existence. And if Nero deemed it the obvious solution to the threat posed by this new primal, it is not impossible that Garlemald might do the same. Have your weapons ready and your wits about you. Something tells me we're flying into a fight. Psh, bitch, please. We got this. Something tells me you're flying. Now, I think there's probably going to be voice acting, but I'm going to leave my camera up for these. Because we do have a fight in the middle of this. We do have, like, instance duty. I don't know why.
Now, where was that? Ah. I've enabled the teleporter. One brief jump and we shall arrive in Omega's control room.
How convenient. You've been here before.
Of course. It was no easy task threading a path through all the skirmishes. But how could I ignore the existence of such a fascinating toy? You may trust that my preliminary examination was suitably thorough.
Trust? Aye. I trust your appetite for technology.
I chased down a suspect airship, and who should I find but the traitor, Sid Garland. Searching for something, engineer? Something big? It's close, isn't it? It's like all my name days have come at once.
Don't you worry, buddy. We'll take care of it.
Of all the scouts the Empire could have sent. Take care of that brute, will you?
God damn it. Can't let Nero tinker around in there by himself. I'm sorry to leave you to it, but I dare say you'll manage without me. This clod has no idea who he's dealing with.
We'll be right behind you, Sid.
I am Gosetsu, Samurai of Doma. You will rue your choice of opponent this day.
There's a look at the new class that came with Stormblood. Ah! It's probably Pop's stance.
No holding back. Leave this to me.
It's all in steel.
This one'll sting.
Why didn't you all run away?
An opening.
Tis my right to strike.
You watching, Papalimo? No retreat. No surrender.
How many soldiers did he bring with him? Enough. But it'll be okay. Surrender! We have you outnumbered! Wouldn't be the first time. Are you still playing with those soldiers? I suppose I can lend you one of my toys, but only if you promise to give it back. Yeah! Let's go. Behold the Red Baron. Now end this nonsense. I love how happy she is. What the? No one told me they'd have Magitech armor. Ugh. Forward. For the Empire. The honorless cur thinks to abandon his men. I shall see that he shares their fate, for I attend to the rest of his minions. You got it. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
No holding back. The defense is lacking.
I have you!
This one'll sting. No retreat. No surrender.
I don't remember how many of these we do have. Oh, let's go help.
It's all over now. Leave this to me.
With soul and steel!
You watching, Pabalimo? An opening.
'Tis my right to strike!
No holding back.
Come on.
Your defense is lacking.
The Colossi are scrap and the captain hits us. Hey, you can't just run off. Deserting a battle is punishable by death. I order you to stand your ground. Come back here now, please. Ah, damn it all to hell. The seventh hell, I'll kill you bastards. No, you won't, buddy. You can try. You will try.
Look upon a samurai, Otama!
It's all over now. Leave this to me.
That was a good try, buddy. But you just don't got it. Do you? You haven't seen the last of me. Mark my words. It'll be you who rues this day. Okay. Sure. Sure.
Temporal stasis disengaged. All systems operational. Garland?
All clear on this side. It's waking up.
Ooh.
Remarkable. Omega sensors immediately detected the presence of the cocoon, even at this distance. They must have been set to scan for sources of energy exceeding certain magnitudes.
I still don't see any means to control the machine directly. It seems to have been designed to act wholly autonomously. Once we release Omega, we can be fairly certain it will attempt to capture the Primal at Belsar's Wall. Assuming its mission is successful, our only option at that point will be to re-engage its stasis system and put it back to sleep.
And should the machine happen to misbehave, we'll simply initiate an emergency shutdown. I confess we don't yet have a complete grasp of its capabilities, but I'm certain the details will not elude us for long.
Well, I understood less than half of that. So, my question to you is, are we doing the right thing?
Fuck yes we are. We gotta set up the normal raids. Is there any other way?
I suppose not. All right. Step aside, Sid. Is this the thing I need to press?
Yes, that's the one.
You gave too much for us to waste this chance, Papalimo. So this is for you. And me.
Yes! Fly free, my pretty! Show us what you can do.
The launch sequence has begun. Omega is loose.
Bring it. Let us see. This scene was.
Huh? Omega has stopped transmitting. But that shouldn't be. I didn't engage the stasis system.
Dun, dun, dun. What's going on?
And what does this signify? I have little understanding of these contrivances.
The launch went exactly to plan, but all signals emanating from Omega have ceased. This may indicate any number of things, but we will need to join the Scions out in the field if we are to ascertain which one.
Right. I've ordered a malfunctioning beast to go to sleep. That should prevent any unfortunate mishaps. I suggest we make our way back to Gridania.
Omega destroyed the cocoon. Papalimo's spell is fading. It was bound to his ether, you see. And if the connection is broken...
Webcam back. Not sure why we lost contact with Omega, but I mean to find out. Let's be on our way. Yes, let's travel to Gridania. Welcome in, Sogo! How you doing? Thank you for hanging out. One moment, everything was functioning perfectly and the next it wasn't. Makes no sense. We need to see what happened for ourselves and soon. Let's activate those 2 orchestran rolls real quick. Words can ill express how glad I am to see you all unharmed. When Omega came hurtling towards the cocoon, everything dissolved into chaos. I have to see it. I have to see it with my own eyes. Ida, wait! We must first... The other Seed Seer is expecting us. Worry not, Alfina. Rosetsu and I will watch over her. You may safely attend your meeting. My thanks, Yugiri. The council reconvened a short while ago. Let us make haste for the Lotus Stand. All there are eager to hear your testimony. So now we head to the Lotus, and we talk to the silent conjurer, who I feel like is not so silent if they talk. The Elder Seed Seer awaits you within. Yes, proceed to the Lotus Stand. My friends, full eagerly have we awaited your return. Few indeed could have discharged the duty entrusted to you, and most humbly do we thank you for seeing it done. You are too kind, Elder Seed Seer. As I recall, we as good as demanded the right to try. But tell me, How did the battle unfold? We succeeded in waking Omega, but we lost contact with the weapon shortly after it launched. From our position in the control room, we were blind to all that followed. What words could do justice to such a scene? None of my choosing, that much is certain. But I can give you the facts. The cocoon hatched even as Omega arrived, and from its midst rose a great dragon. The pair dually set about each other in the skies over Girabania. The primal's might defied belief. It seemed that the very heavens would be rent asunder by the force of its blows, and it wielded such magics as I have never seen, and hope never to see again. The battle raged on with no end in sight until both combatants were engulfed in a blinding flash of light. When the radiance faded, I saw the pair fall motionless from the sky, coming to rest somewhere on Alamegan's soil. I will not speak for the rest, but to my eye it seemed that each had landed a fatal blow upon the other. While most among us could only think of Bahamut when looking upon the primal's form, the Domans were heard to whisper the name Shinryu. It would appear that the being resembles a creature of Far Eastern legend, and we have found it convenient to refer to it as such. This Shinryu's fate, and indeed that of Omega, is yet unknown. We have, alas, no eyes on the Girabanian side of the border. Aye, which is why we have sent our main force under the command of Marshal Terrapin to capture the wall. With the Imperials in disarray, we have the perfect opportunity to secure Gridania's border and assess the aftermath of this impact. I myself will join the Marshal and his men when the council is adjourned. Well, that explains a few things. I'll wager that flash of light coincided with our loss of contact. Lest you wonder, we quickly re-engaged Omega's stasis system, so even if it has fallen into the Empire's lap, it will be of no use to them, save perhaps as a statue. Correct. Without me to guide their efforts, it would take them decades to decipher Omega's core functions, if they managed it at all. Such reassurances do much to calm our fears, yet the relic's fate is but one of several concerns. Indeed. I humbly submit that the time has come for us to make contact with the Resistance representatives in Girabania. Though Ilberd has forced our hand, it would seem only logical to seek an alliance, given the inevitability of Imperial retaliation. And by working in concert, it's not impossible that Alamigo might finally be wrested from Garlemald's grasp. We must be exhausted. I would ordinarily suggest that we retire directly to the Rising Stones, but I wonder if we might first make a small detour? The Ishtola and the others have gathered at Amarasai's spire. I imagine that you too would be interested to see what has become of the wall now the cocoon is gone. It is decided then. Lead on. Hold up. I will be... There we go. Alright, so we can go to... Actually, just for funsies. If, as seems likely, we put Omega into stasis after... What did they call it? Ah yes, after Shinryu was defeated, we should have little to fear from either one of them. And then Nero... I should very much like to see this Shinryu creature for myself. Alright, but we're going to East Shroud, where we're pretty much almost done. Like, we have like 2 cutscenes left, if I remember right. Granted, that's with in-game stuff, that can be the equivalent of 15 to 30 minutes. So, we'll have to see what happens here. Why is it so goddamn foggy? Oh, the Odin Fate's up. That's why it's foggy. Oh, it's like right over here, too. Do we do it real quick? I think we do. Alright, I'll, let's see how well this goes. I don't know if we're gonna have enough people. Oh, there we go. They beat it. They beat me to it. No, not an S rank, Matt. This is a it's the Odin Fate. I don't know if we're gonna have enough time to do it. I'm gonna let the level 90 guy main tank it. I feel so weird with only like half of my freaking buttons. Oh boy. I feel like it's gonna... Okay, maybe we didn't want to... Oh! I think we did want to be out. Fuck, of course, as soon as I pop my damage buff, Odin decides to use an AoE that I have to get out of. Come on. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, whew, we got out of it. I think it's actually going well because I think most of this group has an idea of how the mechanics of the fight work. Ooh. I'm petrified. I didn't realize that. Come on. How long until the petrification wears off? Jesus. We're so freaking close. Come on, team. We fucking got this. Ugh! Honestly, this does seem pretty... This is one of the smoother runs of this I've had. And it's less people than I've seen on one before. Come on, guys. Hell yeah. All right, well now, let's go finish up our MSQ. That was a nice little detour.
My friends.
There we go. I was like, I think this is.
I cannot well express how glad I am to see you both unharmed. They say that Omega's clash with the Primal shook the very firmament.
You need not have worried. The battle took place far above the ground. We were able to observe in relative safety, though I'm given to understand that there were casualties on the far side of the wall.
It was like watching a nightmare unfold before our very eyes. Ilberd's primal manifested in the form of a colossal dragon, a being of pure violence. It burst forth from the cocoon with such terrible force.
That such a horror should spring from the eyes of Nidhogg comes as no surprise. Nor do I wonder at its form. Ilberd all but announced it in the moments prior to his death. Plainly, it was his dying wish to visit a second calamity upon the Empire.
And I am quite certain the abomination would have obliged had it not found itself outmatched by Omega. Gods! I am no stranger to the works of Allag, but even I was unprepared for the machine's furiosity. It beggared belief.
And how fares poor Ida in the midst of all this? Have you spoken with her?
She is up on the platform, lost in thought. We deemed it best not to disturb her, but mayhap she would welcome some company after all. Shall we?
We shall. Because this is one of my favorite parts of this whole post game.
The light's gone. It was all we had left of him.
Ida.
I don't blame anyone. I knew what was going to happen. I knew the spell Papalimo meant to cast would drain away his life force. I knew that it would only buy us a little time.
Here we go.
Ida, there is no need to explain.
But there is. I can't hide in Papalimo's little shadow anymore, and I shouldn't hide behind my sister's mask. 20 years ago, on the day the Empire marched into Alamigo, I was still just a child, not even 5 summers old. My father had been one of the leaders of the revolution. He had fought to overthrow the Mad King, Theodoric. And my sister had fought alongside him. But she was strong and kind, and always knew what to do. But when the Garleans came, everything changed. My father went to war against them too, and I never saw him again. After that, I remember a lot of running. My sister dragged me for malms and malms until we came to the city of Sharlayan. That was where she met Master Louis Soir. He introduced her to the Circle of Knowing, and she eventually became an Archon.
She was your inspiration. Is that not why you took up her mask and her name? Or did you simply mean to continue what she had started?
You've known all along, haven't you? That I wasn't Ida.
Of course. We all recognized you at once. 'Twas Papalimo who persuaded us to maintain the charade.
You gotta love Papalimo.
It was silly to think I could fool you. I knew that even then, but I sort of decided not to know. Ida died 6 years ago, on a mission to smuggle refugees out of Alamigo. They say she was overwhelmed by Imperial soldiers when she stayed behind to save a little girl. She was so strong. There must have been a lot of them.
But why did you never tell me?
I'm sorry for lying to you. My real name is Lise. When Papalimo brought me Ida's mask, it was meant as a keepsake, but I decided I wanted to be his new partner, to keep alive all the good that she had done. I didn't want to become Ida, exactly. At the time, though, I still didn't know who I was myself, and it almost seemed easier to play the role. Papalimo agreed to help, of course, but it was never what he wanted for me. He wanted me to walk my own path, and those were his final words to me. The Archon's mark he gave me is faded, and my last excuse along with it. So this is it. Whatever I choose to do from now on, I do as Lys. And I choose to continue my family's fight. I want Alamigo to be the country that Ida and my father always wanted it to be.
War is upon us once more.
Do you regret standing against the Empire? Would you have chosen a different road, knowing what you know now?
To claim that I never doubted the decision would be a lie. But I made my choice, and I have defended it with blade in hand ever since.
Damn right you have.
The battle continues, and our steel is needed. Come, Shadow Walker, we leave for the east, for Doma.
It was brave of Lys to remove her mask after so long. Though she has scarce begun to come to terms with Papalymo's loss, that one act made plain her determination to move forward. And should she ever falter, we shall be there to support her on this road she has resolved to walk. Let us return to the Rising Stones. We have quite a story to tell to Taru and my sister. I think we have credits roll here. We do. He may have mentioned, but Alfino has apprised me of all that came to pass in Gridania. Your only task now is to rest. This is the calm before the storm. Lys has chosen her path, and as her friends we must do what we can to support that choice. We are fated to join the conflict in any case. Once the Alliance has taken the wall and opened the way to Girabania, we will have little choice but to fight. Which is not to say the cause is unworthy. After all, ignoring the plight of those whom one might conceivably save is not wisdom, but indolence. Correct? I for one look forward to joining hands with the Alamegans and striking a blow against the tyranny of the Empire. As I rather suspect do you. Be-do-do-do. Quick march! The Imperials will soon come to their senses and we must be ready to face their retribution. It is almost time, father. Aye, almost. Stand firm, Pippin. I learned to brace myself against the charge of the Bull of Alamigo. No foe will dislodge me. Very well, Ilbert. I will take our homeland back. For the both of us. That sounds about right. Good lord, and he used the wrong high. My Lord Viceroy, our scouts have confirmed the preliminary reports. Baelsar's wall has fallen to the Eorzean Alliance. The hunt for Omega and the unknown icon continues, though both yet elude us. My lord, their battle caused considerable damage across the region. Should we perchance divert some of our forces from the search to undertake necessary reconstruction work? Aye. Forgive, my lord, I did not intend. Your will be done. Unknown. My spies tell me the Dolmens call it Shinryu, and that it proved a match for Omega. Yes, the coming days promise to be most interesting. Most interesting. One of the bad guys that I couldn't stand, but slowly grew to love. At the far edge of fate, the road begins anew. The heroes look to eastern skies and behold their crimson hue. A dawn of liberation, a gathering storm of blood. Dun dun dun! Well, with that, let me switch screens. Thank you all so much for hanging out. I hope you had a good time. YouTube, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you liked the video, let me know. If you didn't like the video, let me know, but be nice about it. We will be back on Monday with something. I don't know what yet. I'm hoping to do a Smite stream next week, because, you know, you all earned it from September, but we'll see what happens. In the meantime, let's see who is streaming right now that we can raid. Because I thought Dr. Shrew was raiding, or streaming, but he's in chat. He's also streaming too, so I don't know what the hell he's doing. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's raid Dr. Shrew. So thank you all so much for hanging out. I will see you all later, and most of you know Dr. Shrew probably that are in chat, but, you know, show him some love. Show him some love. There we go. Have a good one. Have a good weekend. Stay safe. Drink some water. Take care of yourselves. Peace.